those chats. But anyway, so when this is the entire transaction. So this is from the very first day that you meet them to, you get a payday. Say that's $10,000. All right. Now, we don't know how long this cycle is, do we? I mean, you can meet someone and they can have credit issues, or they may be thinking about moving. You just don't know how long this is, right? But what we do know, and what we have found out, is that this portion right here is from the time that they signed the listing agreement or a buyer brokerage agreement. This is usually about a 7 to 10 week process. In that process, what do we call that? Somebody.
Contract to close.
I see OG trying to speak. What do you call this period from the time you get someone under a like a listing agreement, buyer brokerage agreement, contract? What is that? What phase is that of your business?
Contract to close.
Casey, you might got to tell him to turn his volume
Can't hear
up.
you.
He can't hear.
Yeah, I said contract to close.
There you go. Thank you, OG. Contract to close. All right, contract to close. Now, that's the third phase, all right, of a transaction. The time that you call and got them that first, what is that called? The time that you,
we just talked about it this morning.
what is it?
Lead generation.
LG, exactly. Lead generation. Now that can be open house, sphere of influence. That can be door knocking, Facebook ads, whatever. Whatever you do to lead generate, it's here, right? Get the information, that part's over. Here, you get them under contract. Once they close, that part's over. So this is step one, the lead gen. What do you think step two is?
Follow up.
Follow up.
Thank you. And I'm going to write the whole word out, because if I just put FU, it don't look too good. Made that mistake before. But no, guys, seriously, I just want to put the why behind Smartplans. So every successful real estate business owner do these three things very well. They have systems set up to do these three things very well. Now, a lot of agents learn to do lead generation really good. A lot of agents know how to get their paycheck once they get somebody done, right? Those two things we know we have to do. We have to talk to people, so we have to lead generate, and we have to fumble, however, our way to get our paycheck because we feel we've done our job. What's getting missed and what a lot of agents up into Command could not afford to have really good systems around was the follow-up, because those systems, you have these companies that came in and got into real estate 5-6 years ago, and they charged a lot of money for a really good follow-up system. And if you weren't an agent making money, or if you weren't really capitalized, you didn't have a system that can do that. Like a Boomtown. There's some cheaper ones now, like Follow Up Boss and things like that. But now you have Command, which does a phenomenal job through Smartplans if you start to use it. So step two is the longest period of time, first of all, It's where the biggest gap is, and nobody's doing that. It's the majority of this cycle is follow-up, right? The gold is in the follow-up, is what Gary says. So today, as you learn smart plans, just be thinking about that. Doesn't have to be super elaborate. It just needs to be something that keeps you in the mix so when you get to here. Because the last thing you want is for your family member or somebody that's close to you or somebody you felt was you had lead generated and you talked to them, and the next time you hear from them or see them, they tell you they're already under contract. Guess what was probably missing? A great follow-up plan. A great follow-up plan, a great touch plan. So this smart plan that we're going to be going over and we're going to dive into should help eliminate a lot of that and should keep you top of mind with a lot of people. So does that make sense? Just give me a head nod or something. All right, cool. All right, thumbs up, head nods. Thank you, Charles. See you. All right, guys. So that's my part in this. As Dawn is going through, I'll probably, chime in a little bit, but I'm going to really let her take over the show because this is the first week of it, and we want to get you using them. Dawn's going to share Shannon's information for a closed Facebook page that you can all join. But once you join it, you don't get access. I saw the spreadsheet the other day. They have probably hundreds of smart plans that agents from across the country have already shared with Shannon, and she has them on this Google sheet. The way you get the Google sheet is if you share a smart plan. It doesn't have to be elaborate. I seen a dude on there with like a 4-step smart plan, right? So I'm not saying go do that, do one, whatever you using, whatever you put together, but just throw it on there. And now you got access to all these. There's listing smart plan. There's a COVID smart plan. There's all different kinds of them on there. And if nothing else, you can look at that and it'll make you think, and you can edit it or do whatever you need to do with it. But it's some amazing ones on there. And you need to have your people on smart plans. So Dawn, I'm gonna turn it over to you and get everybody going with some smart plans. Go ahead, Dawn.
All right, guys. Thanks for y'all for joining us today. It's a good crowd. Can y'all hear me okay? Cool. I'm going to share my screen, and we're going to basically go through what Shannon did during the team meeting, a recap of that, just at a little bit slower pace. We're going to take questions as we go, but we're going to show you how to set up your smart plans and get going with them. Casey, I'm going to ask you to just keep an eye on the chat for questions for me, please. Thank you. All right. Share. Can y'all see my screen?
Yes.
Excellent. So let's just, this is obviously Command. If anybody doesn't know what Command is, we're a little beyond that at this point. So I'm logged into Command. I am in incognito mode as we're best practices. So before we jump into the smart plans, there's 2 things we want to check to make sure that we have set up in our settings. So I'm going to go to my drop down and my settings. So you will see that I have connected to Twilio. If I was not connected here, it would give me a prompt to connect account. Twilio is a paid service. It's about 7 cents or 0.007 cents per text. So it's very, very affordable. To set it up, you have to put $20 on the account and an extra $1 if you want a local number. So I will show you what the Twilio dashboard looks like. This is under Terrell's name because that's where we're sending our Twilios from. So this is the Twilio dashboard. And what we have done is we went into just our dashboard. And if you scroll down a little bit here, you can say it says get a number. If you just set up a default Twilio, it's going to set it as a Texas phone number because that's where they're based out of. If you hit that manage numbers or get a number, it's loading. It's going to see we've selected a local Georgia phone number so that we can have this text coming from a local number. You're not required to do that, but I do think it's a good practice to have in place. So like I said, you'll have to put a credit card down there. It's $21 to get started with your own special phone number. And that's the number that when you send a text through Command, that's the number that will show up on somebody's cell phone.
Hey, Dawn, can you tell me again, why do we need Twilio? I know you said it's a paid service and I hear something about text. Can you just 2 seconds say what it does? Why do we need to set this up?
So Command itself doesn't have the ability to text yet. So this is a third party that is partnered with Command to allow us to text directly from our Smartplans. Okay. All right. So we've got Twilio connected. We're going to scroll down. We're back in our settings again. We're going to scroll down and we're going to look for our Command email. Keep having this pop up in my way. And on the Command email, you're going to want to select this manage right here and just confirm that it's got your name and your KW email address. This needs to be your KW email address. If you use a email address that's primary other than your KW one, we can make sure that your KW one is forwarded to that because that's what this one needs to be. All right. So I am connected here. I'm all set up to go ahead and get started on my Smartplans because I have both my email and my text messaging set up. I will say that in order to send information to contacts, you have to have contacts in Command. Hopefully you all have at least some contacts in Command at this point. That is a bit of a different class, but if you don't have that set up, you can't utilize, it's your CRM. You can't send anything if you don't have people in it. So we're going to select the Smartplans right here, this little icon, and it's going to take me to this screen. If you've not been to Smartplans before, none of these are going to show up here. It'll just be blank because these are my Smartplans. But if you select the library, this is where the default ones that Keller Williams has created for us are at. And you can see there's a lot of options on here that you can select to get started right away. If this is a good one, even if you don't have Twilio set up, the monthly neighborhood nurture is just an email campaign. So if you don't have $21 to put down on Twilio right now, you can still use Smartplans by using this monthly neighborhood nurture. Just as example, I have all the local agents on this, so that they're getting something monthly from us as far as what's happening in the market. Everybody, outside of Keller Williams, because that's, my role. So we're using this one at a high level with our leadership, but I definitely like that one just to stay top of mind with people. So if you, let's see, let's use a home anniversary. So we can look at this home anniversary here. And like I said, this is created by Keller Williams. We can view the steps and we can see what the steps are in there. Or we can go ahead and add Smartplan. We can give it a custom name if we want to. And then once I hit apply, it's going to show up in my Smartplans instead of just the library. I already have that Smartplan. So now if I go back to my Smartplans, my home anniversary 2 is going to show up into my Smartplans because that's where I just added it. Okay. So if you don't like any of the Smartplans that are on the library, you can definitely create one from scratch. And we've done this as well for some custom information that we're sending out. So I highly recommend playing with the ones that are in there, send them to yourself, do that sort of thing first. And then as you get more advanced with it, you can definitely create your own. Let's see. Let me go back to my home anniversary one. I'm going to select this Smartplan and I want to see what I want to change in it. So right over here, there's an edit. Of course, if I want to get rid of it, there's a delete. But right now we're going to go ahead and edit it. And once we pull up the Smartplan, we're going to see what the details of the Smartplan are. So we're scrolling down here. Number 1, send gift to contact. Okay. Then there's a delay, and then there's a make call. So it's just, you can see the numbers right here, and then there's a action directly after that. And then you can change these or you can add to these. So let's go ahead and let's go ahead and maybe we want to not send a present. So we're going to delete. I can't delete that one. I can move it. Okay, save that one. Let me go to a different one. I've not messed with the home anniversary before, so let me go to a different one. Let's just go to this one right here. So this model says sample smart plan. Obviously, it's just something I'm playing with. We'll go ahead and edit that one. This is one that I created from scratch. And right now it's got literally one step in there, which is send a text message. It was my test to see if text messages would go out. The two people on this plan are me and Casey. So if we wanted to change this smart plan, okay. Duplicate, no. Where's my standby, guys? I'm looking for something here. Casey, why can't I edit it? My edit's not working. Always on Zoom, right? All right.
Yeah, it's in the active status, so you have to pause it. So you can,
Oh, because I got people on there. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Thank you, Casey, to the rescue. Appreciate you. All right, guys. So, yep, I totally forgotten about that. If we've got people that are actually on the smart plan, it won't let you change it because you've got it in motion at that point in time. So now we've taken the people off of here. So it's not an active smart plan at this point in time. So it's going to allow us to edit it. So like I said, right now, this just has the one step with a send text because that's all I created it to do. So if we wanted to start this with maybe we want to start it with an email and then follow up with a text. So we're going to add a new action. And what that's going to be is to send an email. So we're just going to literally click this little button right here that says send an email. Because we already had a step one, it defaulted to step two, but we can move these actions up and down using these arrows. So I'm going to move the email first. And then it's going to have the smart plan to send an email and then follow up with a text message. So this is who the email is going to come from. You would enter subject here, and then whatever content you want of your email to go here. Now, as good best practice to make it look more customized, you're going to want to use this little drop down right here. And this is a merge fields. So if you select this, you can say, let me start this by saying person's first name, comma. And then we want to maybe just add, how are you? And that's whatever content of your email you need it to be. Obviously, best practice right now is to always start your emails with a concern and caring and letting people know that you're thinking of them. So we can put that in there. Then we're going to put our meat of the sandwich in there, and then we're going to close it with a take care or something along those lines. Every time we make a change in here, we're going to want to hit save. And that's going to save each phase. And then up here, we want to hit save to save the whole smart plan. So let's say we want to make this a 3-step smart plan. So we're going to send them an email, and then we don't want to text them the same day. So we better set a delay in our smart plan. And I literally just click this little button right here, set a delay. So we're going to set a delay, and we're going to move that to be the second step. So now we've got send an email, set a delay of 2 days. We'll give them 2 days to read everything. Save. And then on 2 days after we send our email, Twilio is automatically going to send this text for us that says, let us know how you're doing. Do we have any questions so far? Take that as a no. Okay. So we can, now we've got send an email, wait 2 days, send a text, and then maybe we're going to, let's see, set one more delay. And we'll make this one for 3 days. I'm going to save that. And then finally, we're going to say, make a call. Okay, I'm going to click it the first time. And what the make a call is going to do is it's going to set a task for you. Obviously, Command can do a lot. It can't make your phone calls for you. So what this is going to do is set a task for you to remind you on your notifications to make this call. So if you have these set up with numerous people on them, you'll get a prompt that day to say, hey, I've got 10 people on this smart plan, and as of Friday, I'm supposed to be on my calls with these. So these are the 10 people I need to call Friday. You can go ahead and put the person's name in here so that it's going to remind you who you need to call on your task. You can also put the person's phone number in there so that your task will actually have the phone number included in it. That way you don't even have to go into the contact person. Okay, I'm going to save that one. So now we've got a smart plan set up in literally maybe 10 minutes. That's got what, 4 stages, 3 stages over a week. You can set these up to be reoccurring monthly. You can set them up to be, I believe it's up to 90 days. You can set the delay in between each, maximum of 30 days, excuse me. Maximum of 30-day delay. So you could set one to send every month for a year as part of your touches, or you can send them to be a little bit shorter term. So if you've got somebody that you need to stay in close contact with, you can set them to be much shorter. So to speak to what Terrell was saying, we that follow-up that we need to be consistent on over the long period of time, this is what you can set up to go ahead and have you stay top of mind on just literally a monthly basis of anything you need to send them. You can also just set up like a birthday smart plan, so it'll only send it like right at their birthday. Home anniversary smart plan will only send obviously on the anniversary date. So you have a lot of flexibility in what smart plans are already in here. And then this one, honestly, you depending on what context you put in here, you could set this up for anything that's related. All right.
Hey Dawn,
So
you had a request, Dawn. Stay on this screen.
Mm-hmm.
Just to stroll to the bottom, like stroll all the way down a little slower. They're just trying to see the entire screen, I guess. There you go.
Yeah, I get a little quick with my mouse. I know.
Oh, you're fine. I think that's it.
Okay. All right. So we will go back up to the top here. And I don't know if I hit save, so I'm going to go ahead and hit that again. So we can add people right here. And this is just going to pop up all of my contacts. We can add them directly from here. You can add them from the contacts, or you can add them from the Smart Plan home screen. So I can search for specific people. So if I just wanted to find one person, that'd be a good way to find them right here. If I want to add a whole lot of people to a Smart Plan, it's going to be easier to do it from your contacts or from the Smart Plan homepage. So if I go, which one was I just using? This one. That's going to pull up all my contacts again. And then I can search for I don't have anybody labeled talents. So I can search for everybody that I have in here labeled as recruits. And these are people that I'm working on, bringing into Keller Williams. So I can search for everybody like that, and then I can select all of them. and add all of them to that smart plan with those 2 clicks. So rather than having to search each person's name, you can just add everybody that has those tags on them to the smart plan with 1 click. You can of course add everybody in your database to a smart plan, but you probably want to customize it a little bit to be, you know, your investors might have something different than your first time home buyers, then your downline might have a smart plan that you use to stay in contact with them. You want to have those tags set up for different people. All right, I am not going to add all these people to a blank smart plan, so we're going to hit cancel. Okay, I was going to show you the, let's see, that's the wrong one. This is the Command Your Database Facebook, where Shannon had her things, like Terrell was just talking about. If you're joined in this, you can, as he said, there's a lot of shared smart plans in here. You can go to the files section over here. And there's a ton of other smart plans. If you don't like the ones that Keller Williams has presented, these are ones that other agents are using. So if you're looking for something specific and you don't want to create it from scratch, there's a home valuation one in here, new buyer lead, all sorts of stuff in here that other agents have created. Once you pull these up, you'll be able to create them in your smart plan and then customize them, you know, obviously with your contact information and all of that good stuff. All right, that is the Command Your Database Facebook group. Like Terrell said, it is closed group, so you have to join it to have access. That is really the gist of how to set a smart plan and how to put people on it. Like I said, you edit here, you delete here, you can add people here. It's just a few clicks to get them started. If you don't want to do the Twilio right now, you can still do emails. You know, the texts I think are getting a little bit better response. Oh, that's what I was going to show you. Sorry. When you do set up the text, obviously the emails will get responded to you because it's your KW email. If you set up the text messages, the way you're going to receive those is through your Kelly notifications and also through your notifications right here. So if somebody had responded to my text and I hadn't reviewed it yet, there'd be a little red dot on my notification bell. Then you can just open the notifications and see whoever had texted you back will show up right here as well as in your Kelly app.
Hey, Dawn, I think a best practice that I've been seeing on the Command Your Database, and I think Shannon mentioned it as well on Wednesday, is when you type in a text that's going to go out in your smart plan, you may want to have something at the bottom that says, hey, this is my work phone. I can only receive, you know, text messages on it. My personal number is, and then add your personal number in there as well.
Good point. Good point, Terrell. Yeah, I do remember Shannon saying that.
Yeah.
Because like I said, the Twilio is going to come from, if you pay for the local number, it'll be a local number, not your specific number. If you don't pay for a number, it'll be a Texas number. So yeah, you're not going to be able to get those sent directly to your phone at this point in time. So if you want somebody to respond to a different number, you definitely want to include that in the signature of your email or your text message.
And you have a question, Dawn. It says, how do you add Twilio account? So somebody might have jumped on late.
Okay, so we're going to go back to our home screen here. Close those notifications. There it goes. Didn't really need to do that. So from our drop down under our name right here, settings. And then your Twilio will already be listed under your settings, and you will just need to do the connect account, which says disconnect account on mine because it's already connected. So you'll need to go in there and connect an account, which will take you out to Twilio. You'll go ahead and put in it'll walk you through it. Just put in a credit card number, and then if you want to get your own personal number, you can go to their dashboard and create your number. They'll give you an option for what numbers are available.
Cool.
So everybody's going to do a smart plan this week.
Right, this weekend.
I don't see any nodding. All right, guys. Does anybody have any questions or need any further details on where you can get the smart plans, how you can customize them, how you add contacts to them?
Dawn,
No? Okay.
stop,
Well-
stop sharing your screen, Dawn.
Okay.
There we go.
Okay.
I think we have another question in the box. No, it's not. That was the same one, that Everett question. So I have a question for the group though. What's coming to mind on smart plans that you would, what's the first smart plan that you're going to create for yourself? What's coming to mind as a smart plan that you can use? Alicia.
One that I wrote down to create is a post-closing smart plan. I need to be better about after you close with the follow-up and stuff like that. So that's one that I'm going to create is post-closing.
So you mean to tell me you're not going to take the 10,000 and just run and say, you know what, I made all I need to make off of that part? I'm going to be honest, I was guilty of that. When I was selling real estate, I cared about them and stuff, but I'm like, you know what? They just bought a $300,000 house. They probably not going to move again for I don't know how long. And when they do, they're going to think of me. I thought I was just that good, But when people move, don't they know other people, and don't life happen to people where they may need to move prior to you thinking they may need to move? That's the importance of having those. So post-closing, 100% needs to have something. Kim Jordan, what are you going to do? I can't hear you. I think this is what, okay, there we go.
Neighborhood.
Neighborhood, you gonna start with the neighborhood one?
Yes.
That works so well. Dawn, I hope you still have it up. We'll go to it in a second. I wanna show you something, because we got plenty of time, guys. I wanna show you something, why neighborhoods work so much. The appointment I had yesterday was because, Dawn, we have our people that we talk to, or just agents, we have them on a neighborhood. We can see when they going on there. So my calls every day is going back to look at last view, see who went on there yesterday, and call them and see if they had questions about. You can see all the way down to the house that they looked at. Yeah. So neighborhood is a good one to start on. And then you get more personable when you start doing the texts and the personal emails and stuff. Dawn, can you go to your page real quick and go to last view? I want to show you guys this because it not only does it for neighborhoods, it does it when someone sends you a text. It does it when they go on your mobile app. Any platform through Command that anyone has landed on your platform, it's going to show in last view. That's the beauty of this stuff. You can see who's messing around on your page. So to see that, you would go to contacts. And then you see the gray where it says name, last visited, last contacted, tags. So go to last visited, click on that. And you want to get the most previous date. So it looks like Ashley Williams did something on May 5th. So if we click on Ashley's name and we look over to the right, you see where she viewed a market neighborhood snapshot landing page. She also viewed it on the 4th. So she came back in like back to back. So she deserves a call. Like, did you have any questions? Do you like that? Do you want to know how I got the neighborhoods around your home? Do you understand that this is not just a website? This is something that's specific for you. You know, just to give that added value. Okay, Dawn, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Think we got some questions in the chat. Oh, she said use spacebar. Kim, unmute. Oh, that's a great question, Iris. Are there any reports that are pulled from Smartplans? It's a good question.
Let's go to reports. I don't think so at this point, but I've not tried that. Honestly, Iris, it hadn't occurred to me.
Maybe if you go to source, Dawn, what does that do? Sources?
Mm-hmm.
No,
Mm-mm.
no. I think the report, the deeper the reporting go, and I could be wrong, but I think the deeper I'll text Shannon real quick. The reporting goes, Iris, is when you're on your contacts or when you hit that last view. I think that may be the reporting when it comes to Smartplans. Now, you know, when you're doing other things like Facebook ads and all of that, the reporting gets a little deeper. But for this, I think it may be just that last view. But I'm texting Shannon now, so maybe she'll answer us before we get off the call.
Cheryl, I wanted to share something real quick. I'm gonna pull up a Word document because I think that this one kind of nailed it home for me, kind of combining two of our concepts of follow-up and, you know, where we are with things. See if I can do this. You remember that one? This is when somebody's just bought a house and they're not doing anything, and this is your closing.
Yes,
You remember all these?
yes,
Those are your stages of your smart plan.
yep,
Let this thing do the work for you, because this is what everybody misses.
yep.
You know, everybody's real intent right here. You're paying for a lead right here. But if you just let the smart plan do the work for you, it's going to keep those contact steps in place, or it's going to prompt you to do it. I mean, like I said, you have to make the phone call, but it's going to prompt you to know when you need to do that and who you need to do it for, which is, to me, a huge thing as far as staying organized and staying connected. My lovely artwork is gone now.
Absolutely. All right, let's go back. If any other questions? Iris, I'm checking on yours now.
Oop.
It says, do you need to update Twilio to be able to send out text? Is this something we are paying for now out of our office bill? So Everett must have missed the beginning of Twilio when you talked about Twilio. Can you just run that down for him real quick about the $20 or whatever?
Yeah. So in order to set up Twilio, you will go to that link through your settings, go to the Connect Twilio. It's going to prompt you on their website to put in your credit card. It's not through your office dues, but it is very, very, very affordable. It's 0.007 cents per text. Terrell, I don't know how many we've sent this month, but we've spent like $7.
Yeah, we've sent a ton. We've actually been running this probably for about 4 weeks, 3 or 4 weeks.
Mhm.
And we have hundreds of agents on our smart plans, and not all of them are text messages, but of course we have a good amount of text going out, and we've only spent $7 out of our 21. So
Everett, they'll prompt you to put $20 on there to start with, an additional $1 if you want a local phone number.
and
And then what it does is it runs down it counts down your $20, and then when you get down below a certain amount, it's going to recharge your credit card to keep your balance up to that $20. So if you're conservative about how you use the text, it's going to be super cheap. You make that $20 last a long time. But if you're aggressive with it, for sure you can, like I said, a few bucks a month, and you're able to mass communicate with these people.
awesome.
And we've had good responses from the text too. You know,
Very, 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 very good responses. I mean, it's a personal touch. It's super personal. Dawn, you want to get back to the?
yeah, wrong button.
Just the stop Stop. Yeah, there
It
you
was prompting me with new share. That was a new one. So
go. Oh, cool. So who else? So thank you, neighborhood. Do you get that, Kim Jordan? Just give me a thumbs. Okay, cool. So we got neighborhoods, we got post closing. What else? What else? What's a smart plan? What's your first smart plan? Because I know we're all going to do one. What's your first smart plan that you're going to do, or your next one? Hank.
I'm going to do one. I'm going to do one for my app that's more personalized.
Yes. Yes, I've heard that a lot. I heard the app. Well, my coach told me to make sure that I do one for the app in between there. The app is really good because the app, you can track them too. Remember, I
Right.
told you if someone downloads your app and then they start searching properties, same way we looked at that last view for the neighborhood, those people will show up there too. It'll say, you know, Terrell Patton was on your app. He viewed these properties, yada, yada, yada. And then you can call back or send similar properties. There's so much you can do with data. So much you can do with data. Thanks for sharing that. Iris, which one you gonna do?
Well, I've done the promote my app ones a lot, so I'm going to probably do neighborhood for a couple of people.
Okay, all right, cool. So app, neighborhood, those are the most popular ones. Think about pre-listing, you know, but like Dawn showed you the command your database. Go on that page. I'm just trying to get your juices going, but go on that page, man, go rip off some of that stuff. Or if nothing else, get ideas on which smart plans, because trust me, there's so much that you guys are not thinking about. If I'm new to real estate, guess what? I'm putting a new to real estate smart plan together to let people know how I can help them and to remind them. There's one, look for this one when you go to the Command Your Database page. It's called the 555 smart plan, 555 smart plan. I looked at that one. It's actually the guy posted it in the page. This page is new, by the way, and it's growing so rapid. But Shannon personally called me and was like, join this page. I'm starting it. I'm doing it for all of Keller Williams. So she called a bunch of people, I guess, to get them going on it. And this guy was one of the first people to share a smart plan. I loved it. It was so subtle. It's so cool. And I think that's a good one if I'm new or if I'm trying to build my database or trying to get business from my database, shake it up. I would definitely look at that one and edit it so that it sounds more like you, but all the steps are there. All you got to do is change the wording a little bit. So I encourage you to go do that. And just be creative. There could be some things you could do, you know, a City of Atlanta smart plan, you know, things to do around Atlanta, what's coming up, you know, what does Atlanta have a gang of, not right now because we're in COVID-19, but fall festival, spring festival, we're a festival type city. You can build a smart plan to remind your database about stuff like that. Because all you're trying to do is stay top of mind. And if you're providing great information, trust me, you're a resource. I'm a team leader, been in real estate for I don't know how, 22 years. There's still other real estate people that I go to their page because they're just so resourceful. You want to be that person. You want to be that person to where people look to you for real estate. I don't know if you guys, well, a lot of you wasn't on there, but Elisa Rayford did a class or a talk with the PCs a week or so ago. And when I tell you, and me and her, we both, it's funny, we're in a book club together and we're both reading this book, 1 Million Followers. So we do a book club on Mondays at 6 o'clock in the evening, and we're going through this book. When I tell you this girl is killing it with that social media and so on purpose with it. And one of the things that she said, and one of the things that she's doing is putting out so much good content, and people are sharing that when she missed something, people are actually calling her. you know, or inboxing her and say, hey, you know, I didn't see a good room. I didn't see a mansion today, or I didn't see this, because she's so strategic. And it seems like she's doing a whole lot, but it's scheduled. So she may sit down on Sunday and schedule all of her stuff out for the week. And it's scheduled to go out at regular times and sharing that content. So why couldn't you do something about, you know, places to go, sports teams, what's coming up? You know, you could do that. You know, you could do a smart plan on that kind of stuff. So just think a little bit outside of the box, because you want people to connect with you. And everything's not going to work, but if it don't work, you got to pivot. In chapter 1, he talked about that. You got to hypothesize, try it, and then pivot. So give it a trial period and then pivot. If it's not working, pivot. And so those are the 3 steps, and she's living by that. So who else? Dana, what's your next, Eccles, what's your smart plan you're going to work on this weekend?
I'm going to do the neighborhood one. I've reached out to a lot of my neighbors since I've been in Bow the last few days, and they've been giving me their information. So I'm going to send the neighborhood one out to them.
Absolutely. And what's cool about it, if you have their address, it automatically tells you what neighborhoods are around that address that you should put them on. So that's pretty cool. And then once they're on there, they can add neighborhoods if they would like.
Okay.
Keisha, which one are you going to do? Keisha Tate. Spacebar.
So I'm going to do the neighborhoods smart plan. I'm here looking at it now just to see if I can navigate it after watching Don do it. I'm trying to see if I can do it now.
Yeah. Put yourself on it first.
Yeah.
Put yourself on it first so you can see what they're seeing. You can make sure your information looks good. This is nothing to go rush tomorrow and do. You can make smart plan this weekend, guys, but I'm not saying go put your whole database on it if you're not ready for that. Put yourself on it first and let it kind of run through and make sure that those first couple of touches have what you're looking for on it, and then maybe start your smart plan next week. You know?
So yeah, I have a question though really quick. So as I'm trying to do this, I see that when I run over the edit pencil, I have like a stop sign. So does that mean that I don't have that smart plan on there yet?
You might not have it from the library into your smart plans. You can't edit it from the library.
Yeah. So when you go to the library,
my smart plans, and I just ran across it. Like one of them I have on here, I see, but
you got to make sure. Like, remember Dawn ran into that problem because hers was active too. Make sure it's not active, because you could have it and you could have it active and just maybe don't have nobody on it or something. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm gonna play with it some more and see what I can do with it. But if not, I'll just get in contact with Don for particular questions.
Absolutely. And we're going to post a video for Shannon's, what she's done. And we'll have this in there as well, because you guys have great questions. But we're going to have a link somewhere in the files where you can watch. It's like a 38-minute video that goes step by step, just like Dawn did with this. And we'll share this meeting also. So we'll have definitely resources that you can look at over the weekend to help yourself out. All right, AT, I see you. Go ahead.
I just wanted to talk about how you were saying send it to yourself first, because I set it up on a whole bunch of people. Then I put myself on it, and I realized that my website wasn't right. Some of my contact information wasn't correct. So make sure you do it to yourself. And if your information is not showing up correct, or you don't see your website and stuff, go into your settings and go into your marketing settings. So that way you can, because you might think it's in there because it's in the KW system, but it's not in that marketing part. So be mindful of that, because I was just sending it out and had a totally wrong website on there.
Yeah, thanks for sharing that, AT.
I would say to you guys to be creative with this. Don't just use the ones that are in there. You can use this as a tool. I mean, literally probably a minute and a half, you could send a reminder for Daylight savings, change your smoke detector batteries, homestead exemptions, due this date. You could send your entire database, that sort of communication in literally minutes.
Yeah.
Or a credit repair one, like people who need help and, hey, did you do this? Did you do that? Just auto do it.
Great idea.
Yeah. That smart plan list where it says my smart plans over time should be super long, guys. It should be not right away. It's just things that you experience that you feel like you're telling someone something over and over and over. It might needs to be a smart plan about that, and not the same person, but I'm just saying if you feel that anything that you're repeating in your business, you should probably have a smart plan for that. You should probably have a smart plan for that. And you'll start to see a theme if you go in there and look at those. But I think this is our unfair advantage, and I feel like we have missed the boat on this. Not just us, but just agents overall have missed that step too. That follow-up step is that's crucial. That's crucial. And before we didn't really have. We had the 33 touch, but that's kind of a manual thing. This right here is digital. It's simple, and it just makes it a little easier for you to do it. Yes, Dawn. I'm sorry. I see you.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, just one word of caution for you guys, because as you set these things up, they will continue to run. I'm obviously on somebody's, drip campaign for something that I got yesterday. It was very recruiting and very this and that, and I really wanted to respond to my family's safe. Thank you for asking. So make sure that if you're setting these things up to run for a long period of time and something out of the ordinary happens, you might just need to review them periodically.
Yeah. And yes,
Yeah.
Everett, you can definitely send emails periodically. You can space them out as long or as short as you want in the smart plan. So you can just set a delay, and you can set a delay up to 30 days. So you can delay it and have it send an email every 30 days, every 15 days, just depending on what the message you're trying to get out. Absolutely, you can. Well, I hope this was helpful. I think we're going to repeat these, every week as we get better at them. Dawn, you did an absolute phenomenal job for us to just be playing with this for about 4 weeks. We just started ours about 4 weeks ago. So great job. And as we learn new things and do new things, we're going to share them with you. Go ahead, do yours this week. Get it out there. Once you test it on yourself, come back next Friday. We'll probably have this class, I think, again next Friday. But next Friday, we will be sharing results, and we may ask a couple of you guys to share your screens. We'll tell you up front, so that people can see exactly how these are running and exactly the results that's happening, and we can just dive into them a little bit more. This is a forever going thing. We want you to be comfortable with this. Dawn, did you want to add anything?
Use it. It's amazing. Use it.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm telling guys, this is your unfair advantage. Guaranteed. Trust me. All right, cool. All right, guys. Have a good weekend. Happy Friday. And see you guys next week.
Thank you.
Bye.